kids today, so desensitized by movies and television.
Welcome to the MTG Podcast.
I'd like to have a calm discussion on this topic. I think we can manage that.
Where we discuss the latest in movies, TV, and games.
Guys, I'm bringing the party to you.
We're your hosts, Luke, Jordan, and Joe.
I see him up ahead. Let's rock and roll.
Hello. How you guys doing?
How you doing?
Good day, kind sirs listening.
It's the nighttime. It's the nighttime, Joe.
Oh.
Get it right.
Maybe in your time zone it is.
You're in Lakeland, not China.
Don't give away my location. Only NSA is supposed to know that.
He's right here.
Don't destroy the illusion that we're all together. How are you guys doing this week?
I'm doing well. How about you guys?
Doing good.
Doing great. Any interesting things happen in your lives?
Watching soccer,
Yeah, World Cup time.
to be honest.
Still?
Other than that, not really. Yeah, Jordan, it happens over a 3-week, 4-week span.
Good grief. That's crazy.
Yeah, we got like 2 weeks left.
Yep.
Well, something interesting happened in my life. That's movie, TV, and game related. I had a dream, guys. A couple nights ago, I had a dream. You want to hear about my dream?
I do I have a choice?
No. We're editing it on our side, so no, you don't have a choice. So I had a Batman versus Superman dream. So like, you know how sometimes like during a dream, like your mind will like write an entire scene of a movie and you'll dream it and you'll be like, wow, that should be good. Well, anyways, in my dream, what happened, Jason Momoa, Aquaman, washed on shore unconscious, and like he was taken into custody and like sent to a hospital, and he like woke up and went crazy, kind of like in Thor when he goes crazy. But anyways, he runs outside, he's flipping over cars, he's like wreaking havoc, and like Superman shows up, and when he shows up, he has like a car. Aquaman has a car over his head, and he sees Superman, and he's like amazed. He's like, you can fly, and that like that's like enough to calm him down, and then they talk, and scene. That's how they should meet.
I like it.
Wow. It's a little insane.
I think it's good. I mean, I think Zack Snyder should listen to this podcast and take note.
Didn't you have a dream before Dark Knight Rises?
No, I didn't have a dream. I did not need my subconscious to inspire this. After we saw Dark Knight, after we saw Dark Knight, we were working together. We were doing landscape because that's what we used to do. And we were talking like, oh, wow, that was a good movie. What do you guys think should happen in the next Batman movie? And I was like, and I spun a little like idea. No one's going to believe this other than the people who were there. I know, I don't think you were there, but Joe, I don't think you were there either. But I think Andrew and the other Luke was there so they can prove that I knew this. And I said, I think it'd be really cool if Bane showed up. And this would be a good time since Batman's a fugitive. Catwoman should show up too because they have that. And so I got that right. And I think that's a really big deal. I'm really proud of that.
Sure.
Oh my God, you don't believe me?
I do. I actually was near. I was pretty near you when that happened. So.
Oh, you were around. Okay, yeah. So you know.
I do. I'll have to vouch for Jordan. He's not a complete and total lunatic, even though he acts like one most of the time.
Ouch. That hurts. Anyways, welcome to the MTG Podcast, guys, and Jordan's dreams.
This is where the title comes up 5 minutes into the movie. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
You gotta have a killer
That's not a
intro.
good
If
example.
people aren't already sucked into this podcast from that story, 2 stories, then
we have a theme song. They should be able to get it. I mean, maybe they like skip forward and they think like, this is a podcast about this dude's dreams and theories. Next.
Well, basically it is.
Pretty
Everyone
much.
who's listening is pretty much what it
We're
is.
living out our dream right now.
Unsubscribe. You guys want to talk about what we've been watching / playing?
Sure.
Let's do
Why
it.
don't you guys start?
Yeah, Luke.
Me and Jordan went to Divergent at our glorious $2 theater,
Yeah,
which is a $1 on
You
Tuesday
paid-
nights.
You paid $1 for that.
$1, Joe. It was worth $1. It was worth 99 cents and one more to watch that movie. And so, yeah, me and Jordan both went into it. I think I can speak for Jordan since we said this to each other before we went in. We said this movie is going to be absolutely terrible.
What did you think when I texted you? Hey, you want to go see Divergent tonight?
I went, wow, I'm really not doing anything tonight, so I guess I'll go ahead and do that.
I still can't believe you guys went and saw that.
Well, we both
even
went
if it
in
was
thinking
in a dollar theater.
it was terrible, but it was not terrible. It was not good, but it was certainly not terrible.
Really?
So yeah, it was an interesting movie. It's not one that I'll be looking forward to the sequel, but it's a movie.
It was
So you're
a
not.
movie.
What's it? Insurgent? What's that next one?
I don't know.
You should ask my wife. She knows all about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Actually, well, I'll bring it up later. The other thing, Jordan kindly let me come over and play Battlefield Hardline, the beta, online, and so that inspired me to play Battlefield 4. So I've been playing Battlefield 4 pretty much the last week. Whenever, pretty much, I'll get on one game and like the whole week I'll just kind of turn on the Xbox because it's in the disc thing, and I don't even feel like switching discs. So whatever game is in there, I pretty much get it played.
I feel like most of America does that. But
Yeah.
continue.
It's a pretty lazy way, I think, of selecting games.
America.
But yeah, Battlefield Hardline. I mean, I have some other things to say about it. I don't know if I should do that now or.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, me and Jordan actually both agreed on this too. It's one of those things where like I like Battlefield. Like I'm the big shooter probably of our three people. Like, so of the three of us, I'm probably the most into first person shooters, and so I really like Call of Duty. But then Battlefield is kind of a different take on the same concept, and so I enjoy it. It's a little more realistic, a lot more people online. But I'm sure the people listening to this who like those already know that. But Battlefield Hardline, I guess the concept is it's cops versus robbers, kind of, instead of your normal in a battle arena. You're on the streets of some city, Chicago.
I don't know,
even
just
know.
some city.
But like the feeling was just that this is just the exact same old game that Battlefield's been doing the last 3 games, and not that that's a bad game. It's just nothing really changed. Like the world is big, which is cool, but it's kind of plain. Like there's just not a lot to the buildings, smooth textures. I don't know. It just seemed blasé, I guess. I don't know, but I mean it's fun. For me, like I already have Battlefield 4, and like I haven't even gotten the new DLC, so I don't see the point in buying Hardline when it comes out. It just seems like you're going to be buying the same thing you already bought. So yeah, I wasn't too impressed. It's kind of the same old concept again.
I wasn't impressed either. I mean, I'm not a first-person shooter guy, but I can enjoy some. Like, I really do like Halo, but like this sort of thing, I mean, like Call of Duty's fine too, and I played some of Battlefield 3, and I had a bit of a good time with that. But the whole Hardline thing, I expected it to be almost more of a cinematic experience, like it actually feel like that's what it's supposed to be like. That's how they're marketing it. Like it's supposed to be like a TV show, but it just feels like you're
Heat.
yeah, but it just feels like you're playing Battlefield 4 in a different area, which just doesn't feel right. It feels weird, and I don't know. I'm more of a story guy, and I guess that's what I'm holding out for Battlefield Hardline. But Battlefield are infamously known for not having great a story, so my hopes aren't too high, especially after playing the beta. But hey, that's the beta. I guess we're not supposed to judge it all the way, but those are my impressions. Sorry, on with what you're playing.
Well, that's it. Over to you, Jordan.
Ooh. Well, yeah, I saw Divergent 2, and yeah, it was okay. It was way better than I expected, and I expected it to be terrible, so hey. Good job.
Wow, you guys are
Virgin.
talking up like we're giving it a positive review here.
Okay, sorry. No, let's be clear. It's not a positive review. If I were to give it a number, it would be a very smack dab in the middle 5.
It's positive from what we thought it would be. We didn't
Yeah.
move in a negative direction.
It was kind of late, and I didn't fall asleep. But anyways, I basically, Joe, you have a PlayStation 3, right?
Yeah.
Your internet on your PlayStation isn't working, right?
No,
It's-
doesn't work because it's the original one, which is has to be hardwired.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I've been really enjoying PlayStation Plus. That's basically, their pay service for the PSN network. Right now for the PlayStation 4, you need it to actually play games online, kind of like what Xbox
Live.
does. Yeah, Xbox Live. But what I'm talking about with this today is basically they have these deals and they give away right now it's 2 free games a month, which I think is great. But they actually had a sale last week, and I actually bought 2 games: Twisted Metal for the PlayStation 3, the remake, and Flower for PlayStation 4. I played a little bit of Twisted Metal, and it was actually really fun. It was really fast compared to the other Twisted Metal games, which are, also fast, but this one was like crazy. But what's different from this one is I feel like you don't die quite as quickly, which in the first Twisted Metal games and even Twisted Metal Black, I just get annihilated. I suck so bad. But this one, I was actually able to get through most of the levels. Fun stuff. But the game I actually spent more time with is Flower. And it's quite different from Battlefield and Twisted Metal, I would say. Anything. It's the game studio that made it also made Journey. They're really artistic games. But Flower is basically exactly what it sounds like. You're a pedal on the wind, and you basically fly through the wind, and you control the wind, and you collect more flower petals through the other flowers, and it basically greens the area. It sounds really simplistic. That's only because it is, but that's not the point of the game. The point's just the whole artful experience of it. It's almost like the way these people make these games, they're almost like interactive canvases. You're in their art piece and you explore their art piece, and it's actually really awesome. I paid only $3 for it, and it's a beautiful game, well worth over that amount. And it was just I beat it in like probably 2.5 hours, and for $3 and for how beautiful that game was, it's great. Yeah, recommend it. So Joe, what have you been watching / playing this week?
Playing nothing. Playing at homework, writing papers.
Sweet.
That's been fun. I've just been watching a little bit of the same old. Believe, a show on NBC, and Crossbones, another show on NBC.
Yar.
Watched a few episodes of both. I would have to say that I kind of like Believe so far. I'm about 3 or 4 episodes into it. Crossbones, after the 3rd episode, I just don't see it really. It's cool because of the pirate aspect of it, but that's about it.
Give up.
It doesn't have much more. What?
Give up on it.
Well, I'm gonna give it a couple more little goes, just because. Because I like to give stuff a full season, just out of.
That's really generous.
Well, I'm trying to be generous. I
All right.
started a new show called The Musketeers. It's on BBC. It's one of those kind of British shows. It's very like the British shows. It's well done, but it's very like over the top kind of. There's a lot of money put into it. I'm not really sure how it will fare. There's only 1 episode so far that's been released in America. I think they filmed about 12 episodes. It's from the guys who have basically directed, Doctor Who and I think a couple episodes of Sherlock and Luther. And, it's cool. It's got some cool swashbuckling stuff in it. It's a completely different telling of the Alexander Dumas original.
Nice.
He's one of
Also
my
really
favorite
intelligent.
authors. Yeah, he's one of my favorite authors, and the Three Musketeers was one of my favorite books. So I'm kind of a sucker for that.
Is it your favorite Musketeer adaptation? Is it better than the Disney
no.
one?
No, the Disney one was awful.
Are you kidding me? No.
The old one.
Which one are you talking about?
Chris
'Cause they remade
O'Donnell.
it recently.
Kiefer Sutherland and Charlie Sheen, Tim Curry. It's the best.
Yeah, that one was good, but they remade it recently with
Gotta
the guy
agree
by
with
the
him
name
on
of
that one.
Orlando Bloom, and it had flying ships in it.
Yeah, I didn't
And
see
it was
that one.
No.
It was way over the top.
Flying ships.
Yeah, it had
It
like
did have
zeppelins.
flying
I'm not kidding.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna watch that, but
Oh my god.
the original Disney one is awesome.
I like that one.
the '96 one was good. Yeah, I like that one. Or '94.
96 one.
Good. Don't dare say anything bad about that. Memories.
Yeah.
Sorry, keep going.
And I also got the chance, actually, earlier this evening, I went with my nephews to see How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Yes.
And I really enjoyed it. It was sad to me. Part of the movie
No
was...
spoilers. No spoilers.
Well, I can say it was sad. There's no spoiler there.
I'm just preemptive strike.
And both my older nephews liked it a lot. The younger one sat through about half of it, which is pretty good because he's not even 2 years old. And he liked a lot about it, but he had to get up, of course, and walk around, which was fine. I kind of see.
Did you go walk around in the theater?
Yeah, we walked around up and down the stairs.
It's just
and,
unleash
It's
him.
really crowded.
Yeah, well, we were the only ones in there, so it didn't
Oh
really
my
matter.
God.
Oh wow! No,
That
no,
doesn't bode well.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, well,
DreamWorks. No.
It had a pretty sharp decline for the second week. It
It's
was
that word of mouth.
yeah, the
Wait,
word of
it's
mouth
gonna
didn't
come back
really
up.
work out
It's
for it
gonna
like
come
the,
back up.
the last one. Probably not. Transformers coming out this weekend, and the summer really going. It's pretty much dead in the water, I would say, which is sad because I think they did a really good job with it, and I would have to agree with Jordan's statement last week that I feel like it was better than the last one, because it was also different too. It wasn't like a remake. A lot of sequels are, to me, remakes of the first one.
Home
And
Alone
this
2.
This one definitely, all of the Home Alones, Jordan.
That's a good remake.
I
also
love Home Alone 2, but it's the
had
same.
a couple friends, and I went to see Edge of Tomorrow with them on Friday night, pretty late.
Second time, huh?
Yeah, and it was better the second time, and I really liked it the first time. I actually talked to my wife about it, and she did not like it as much as I think I liked it.
Oh, Corey.
Yeah, but it is what it is. And what was really funny was after I saw it, I think Oblivion was on this week too. So it was like a sci-fi doubleheader with
Double
good old
whammy.
Tom Cruise. And I remembered how much I actually kind of liked Oblivion too.
It's good music.
Yeah, that's like the first thing that when I was watching it, that's the first thing I thought of, Jordan.
Nice.
But I'll let. I guess we can move on to the questions and comments, huh?
Questions and comments.
Boom, boom, boom.
We should have little intros like that.
I really want to do that. All right, next it's actually questions and comments. Question actually is more appropriate. We got one question from Brian. And the question is, what do you guys think about the current Power Rangers Super Megaforce and the upcoming movie reboot? All right. Well, I was actually waiting for someone to bring up Power Rangers on this podcast so I can talk about it.
That makes one of us.
Yep. So I've never seen anything from Super Mega Force, but I actually, I saw the question pretty early last week, so I queued it up on Hulu Plus and checked it out. I think it's cool sometimes to look at what they're doing now. I searched for it and it said season 21 for Super Mega Force, so that's 21 seasons.
That's nuts.
So old because and so it was kind of cool to see kind of the thing that you loved as a kid kind of still going on. But anyways, I watched the first couple episodes of it because I just wanted to see what it was about. I kind of heard that it was kind of reminiscent of the original one. Did you get a chance to watch any of it? Any of you guys? Joseph, did you see any of it?
I listened to part of an episode, but here's my whole big thing. I saw the 21 seasons thing too. Like I read a little bit about it. My problem is it's a show that if you don't kind of watch it or don't understand the background, you can't just like jump into season 21 and start watching it and understand what in the world is going on. It's like, what kind of mayhem am I watching here?
That's like any of Power Rangers episodes ever, pretty
Yeah,
much.
well, I had no idea what was going on. I just knew that they were transforming a lot, and I felt like I honestly was tripping on something. You
Yeah,
know?
it's more sporadic than ever for sure
Yeah.
because the whole conceit of this one is that they can access any power from any of the former Rangers. So they can do the Mighty Morphin, they can do Turbo Zeo, all that stuff, and all this Ninja War. I don't know. I stopped watching. I started growing out of it when it reached Turbo, and so I stopped there. But yeah, it's pretty much the same as as I left it, except of course the graphics have changed. Is it better? Yeah, actually, yeah, but it's still not for me. If you get like nostalgic watching it, I definitely understand. It's definitely has a more choreography and wire work, and of course a lot of special effects that we didn't have access to back then. But it's cool seeing them transform into old ones. It felt nostalgic. They have the old theme again. I don't know why Alpha 5 has transformed into Wally, but yeah, he looks like Wally. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
I didn't know what his name was, but I did. I definitely knew he looked like Wally to me.
Yeah, but
Again, like I probably seen a total of like 2 episodes my entire existence, and
the
one was
original.
today. Yeah, yeah. From back in the day, it was like all
Oh,
grainy and stuff. It was like, and I could see why someone would like it, but for me, if you're gonna have something that's that confusing, you better stop at 5 seasons because you only like. I want to watch. I want a show. Um, if it's a 20 season show, it needs to be something where I can jump in at an episode and like, okay, I'm good. Like for instance, 20 seasons of um, like a Spider-Man or 20 seasons of Batman. I think that the episodes contain enough in them where you don't need. Well, let me go back and read from the dawn of time what happened in their original Mighty Morphin
that's why there's not
Power
2 seasons of
Rangers.
Lost. Not that this is as confusing as Lost. I feel like every season it's almost like a reboot. Every season they may harken back for like a reference, but for most part, it's every time they put on a new name, it's usually an entirely different thing. Um, but yeah, I mean, just I took a few notes on what I watched. There's a few I thought things I thought were actually amusing, and some things I was kind of cool. Like they brought back the original Power Rangers theme, which is awesome. Come on, I still like that. But like the monsters, when they get big, they'll pretty much destroy the entire city. And then like the next day, they're like, there was like someone in the school with a mop, and they're like, oh, it looks like everything's back to normal. It was really funny. It was even worse than what happened in Man of Steel when like the whole city got destroyed, and then like the next day, the guy's like, hey, want to go to the baseball game? but
I like how the student is coming in saying, "Teacher, you gotta go. Professor, you gotta come teach." What student? Is it high school, college? I mean, like, what student goes to their teacher and says, "You gotta get back to work. You gotta get into the classroom and teach us."
the Power Rangers, that's who, because they're good role
Okay.
models, Joe.
Oh, geez, the Blue Ranger, whatever it was.
Yeah, they always make him the dorky one. Is blue a dorky color? Like Billy was
No,
the dorky one. He was. I love blue. Um, but anyways, that's pretty much our thoughts. It's not really for us, but hey, I'm glad. I'm glad it's still going. I'm glad that kids are kind of experiencing what I did. I don't. I think it's like Power Rangers actually getting more popular these days. I think because the people who watched Power Rangers as a kid when it was starting they're like our age, and they're the people talking on podcasts and answering questions about Power Rangers, and that's why they're making a Power Rangers reboot. And what do you guys think of that? They're making a Lionsgate is actually the ones producing it. They're working with Saban. They're gonna do the original Power Rangers Mighty Morphin, and they're doing their own take on it. So what do you guys think?
I think it could be cool with special effects and stuff. But if they truly want to, I guess, film the feel, they might have to go with the old school approach. I don't know.
Is it gonna be like serious? Like, is it gonna be kind of like the TV show where it's kind of goofy.
I have no idea. They didn't really.
Did you
exactly
say it was
say.
Lionsgate?
The
Did you say
Dark
Lionsgate?
Knight.
Yeah,
It's gonna be the
Lionsgate.
Dark Knight of Power Rangers.
The Dark Knight. They're killing people, and they're no. I highly doubt it. I think it would
I'm
be cool.
interested in seeing that.
It would be insane. They sliced Lord Zed's head off or something at the end. I don't know.
The burden is upon us. So we must do this.
21 seasons. You either live long enough to see her become. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
But no, I'll be honest. I'm excited for it. Like I heard the news and I was like, I did the whole like giddy thing where you like see something you like and you kind of like adjust yourself in the seat because you're like, oh man, because as I said, I watched several seasons of it when I was a kid and I was obsessed with it when I was a kid. I like what I was saying earlier, how I had a dream about Batman versus Superman when I was a kid. I remember having dreams about the original movie, and yeah, you know how that turned out. But no, I'm excited. I don't care what they do as long as it's I really don't care what they do. I'm just so blinded by nostalgia and I don't really care. Got anything to add to this Power Rangers discussion, Joe?
I think that you hit the nail on the head. Nostalgia blinds us sometimes, and we see things differently. Like Indiana Jones 4. My love for Indiana Jones it nearly blinded me.
Nearly.
And I'm sure that
You were blind as a bat, my friend.
I'm sure that if they do a quality job, because I kind of I know it did really poorly, but Pacific Rim had a lot of things in it that were sort of similar to like a Power Range fight style and all that stuff, and it was cool. It was really cool. But unfortunately, those movies aren't doing well. So
Do they have a director? Does
For-
anybody know? For
the
Rangers?
Power Rangers movie,
No.
I haven't heard of one.
It's in pre-production. They pretty much done nothing but say, "Yep, we're doing it." And Lionsgate is like, "Yep, we're really excited to bring Power Rangers." And our I think they really want a superhero for their studio, pretty much how like everyone else has one. So
We
they're
want
like,
one.
"We want one." Exactly.
Well,
That about does it.
Lionsgate's made a couple of good movies, so we'll see how they do with this.
Like Saw.
Good example.
Yeah.
No,
So
like,
what other-
a gamer.
Moving
No,
from
like
movie
Saw
reboot
5.
news to movie news. Anybody hear about Ryan Johnston?
Did I ever? Oh, thank you, Brian, for the question again. But yeah, I definitely heard about that. What do you guys think?
I think it's cool. Here's the only problem. Episode 7 hasn't even been released yet, so maybe they should release that and then decide on what they're doing in the sequels.
Why?
Why not?
They got a plan with when there's something is like a trilogy where there's like one giant story. I mean, they kind of got a plan for the future with something like Star Wars. They can't like.
Right, but why don't you have the same people doing all three instead of 3 different people doing each one?
I actually thought there was. So I thought JJ was doing all 3. So I was kind of surprised to see like news as if we were expecting this. But yeah, I had no idea. But I think JJ Abrams kind of had a thing where he was missing his family a lot. And so I don't know if he really wanted to do all 3 of them. So I'm glad they got at least. It's funny because it's like the same thing that happened with the original Star Wars trilogy. How George Lucas, he directed the first one, and then the other guy, I forgot his name, did the second one, and it was like such a huge shift in tone. And so I was like you see the first one, you're like, oh, all right. Then like the quality shifts for the second and third one. So I
Right,
don't
but
know.
unfortunately, that kind of, I think it's like a unique situation where it's worked out. It doesn't work out like that all the time. So that's where I'm a little
yeah.
Here's the thing though, I do
our
like Looper.
example last week with Fast and the Furious.
Yeah,
It doesn't work out.
yeah. And Iron Man 2, they changed director, right?
No, it was Iron Man 3.
Is Iron Man
Black.
3? Okay. But I liked Iron Man 3. It's one of the ones
never
that worked
mind.
out. Yeah.
I don't know. I think I love Looper, so it's weird to only have one example where with J.J. Abrams, he has like such a great track record with me, but I think this bodes well. I love giving people chances. I know it's like a chance on Star Wars, but still, I liked a lot of what I saw in Looper, and I think he can do a great job. Of course, I'd rather it be J.J. Abrams for all three, just because I love J.J. Abrams. I'm a huge J.J. Abrams fan, and I like the whole, one guy kind of grandfathering the entire project. But, if it can't be that way, it can't be that way, I suppose. But
Yeah.
I do find it strange that they're changing directors. I mean, I hear what Jordan's saying, but I mean, this is Star Wars we're talking about. Like, this is big money that Disney's sinking into something like this. Like, this could be really big for their studio, or it could be a really bad thing. They could be the studio that bought Star Wars and then bombed it.
ugh.
So, I mean, like, I was just looking up Rian Johnson on IMDb, and like, he's kind of young. Like, he hasn't done much. Like yeah, like I like Looper a lot too, but it's just hard to judge somebody off 2 or 3 movies. Like,
And
he's
some
only
TV
had, like,
shows.
2 or 3 big releases. Like, yeah, he directed like 3 episodes in Breaking Bad, which obviously I love Breaking Bad, but I don't know.
Yeah. He's
I
41
don't know
years
if I
old.
trust
and
him
he-
with Star Wars.
Right. He's 41 years old, and basically, as you said, he has like 3 movies. Maybe now hear me out here. This is a conspiracy theory that I came up when I heard this, because I did like Looper. So he can maybe make something like kind of gritty, also kind of sci-fi, because that's Looper was. I think he wrote that, right? I think
Yeah, he
wrote
did.
it.
He really helmed that project, and so like,
Yeah. Well, I think he can. I think he can write pretty well. So I'm not really concerned with that aspect of it. The directing, maybe a little bit, because he doesn't have much experience. But the one thing that Disney may be doing is they may be going, okay, Star Wars, like Luke said, huge. We can't fail this. But if we do, what if we had a director, young, and then we can pass the buck? Do you
To
think
us.
that ever crossed their mind? No, I meant pass the buck. Like if it fails, it's Ryan Johnson did it, and it's on him. You know what I mean?
But you don't get another chance. I mean, that's it. Like episode
I'm
1,
just
2,
saying,
and 3
it's-
came out, and like it's been a scar for the series. If you ask me, like they didn't do a great
Right.
job. They put a lot of money into it. It was big. It had a lot of big name characters, but it just didn't come together the right way.
Right, but
cool if you did get a second chance. Star Wars Episode 8. Let's try again.
Part
I don't
2.
know. That would be the-
It's just too important. It upsets me. Like it could be really good, but it worries me. Like, it's something I care about a lot. Like, all 3 of us, like we love movies, and we want the movies that we loved when we were younger, like the sequels and the reboots. Like, we want them to do well, and this just worries me. Like, I don't think it's doomed or anything. It just worries me.
well,
It
then
concerns
with JJ stepping down from it, who would you like to see directed?
It's a good question.
us. I'm telling you, us 3.
I would not like us to direct it.
I would like
That would be
the
a
money.
terrible job.
I would like the money.
So much pressure. Like you said, pass the buck on to me because I screwed it
I
up.
mean, chances are we won't live to enjoy the money because we'll get assassinated by the fan base.
Isn't there like some Star Wars religion, I think?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, there is definitely a
The
force.
Church of Star Wars. Or
Oh my
something.
gosh. We should check it out. Anything else on Ryan Johnson? I don't really know anything to say
We're
about him.
crossing our fingers for him.
No.
Good luck, buddy.
Cross our fingers and toes. So
Did you guys see the cover of E? I think it's E Entertainment Weekly.
no.
Did you? You didn't? Okay,
No.
it had the first photos and first anything I've seen for Mad Max, Fury Road, or whatever the new Mad Max movie is. It's got Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron.
Tom
Hardy,
you say?
She's bald headed in that picture, and it looks like it could be pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know
What
what?
do you guys think about a Mad Max remake? Are you fans of the Mel Gibson movies,
I
or
think we have a movie that we need to add to the list because I haven't seen the original Mad Max.
I think
Really?
didn't me and you watch it, Joe? I think
Oh,
me and
yeah.
you watched it together. That was the first time I'd ever seen anything about it.
Really?
Which I wish I'd seen more. I mean,
I used to watch it on AMC all the time when I was a kid because it was on frequently. It's a crazy cool movie. It's kind of like, to me, I like it more than Waterworld. It's kind of the same atmosphere of Waterworld, though.
Not many people like Waterworld. I do, but not many people do.
I think I liked it more than the biggest flop ever. It's not the biggest flop ever.
Well, they based that on what it made in the theaters and how much it cost to make it.
Oh, looking at the photos now for the first time, there's quite a sizable explosion behind this guy. It's pretty cool. He's not looking at it. Looks sweet.
You can't even tell that's Tom Hardy.
No, I can't. He looks crazy.
I really can't tell. That's crazy.
I think it's Tom Hardy, isn't it?
It definitely looks like a next generation Mad Max.
Cool.
I think it's called Fury Road. Is that am I correct?
Yeah, I think I saw something about that. Fury Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks cool. I don't know. I'll see it.
I will definitely see it. I liked the old movie when me and you watched it. I enjoyed it. So I'm excited for that.
I don't really know what to say about this next topic, but I thought we should mention it and maybe share feelings. Batman is now 25 years old, not the character. The movie, 1989 Batman is 25, and Lion King is 20. Yay!
Oh, wow.
Anything?
That's pretty cool.
Any heartfelt speeches about either of these movies?
I liked both of them, to be honest with you.
What Batman is 25?
Batman 1989, Jack Nicholson.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I was going to say, there's definitely an older Batman than 25.
Oh, I see. I didn't look at that one.
Joe, we can't see it. Lift it up.
Show everyone on the audio
Higher
podcast what you're showing us on your camera.
This is the front of Entertainment Weekly, and it has, they look crazy, but it has
They look mad.
Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron in a reboot of the franchise of Mad Max.
Lovely.
Sorry,
There's one thing.
I started interrupting
You're
you on
fine.
that.
You're fine, Joe. We're friends. There's one thing I do want to say about Batman 1989. I love those original movies. It's one of those things I was blinded by nostalgia as a kid. I still think the first two were good and quality and awesome.
For the time period, yes.
I still think they're cool. Anyways, they're cool, and I'm not gonna listen. Except Batman and Robin. When I was a kid, that was my favorite one. I was an idiot, but
Get off the podcast. Get off the microphone.
No, that was when I was a kid. I thought like the coolest part of all the Batman movies was when he was surfing through the air away from the rocket explosion. I was like,
while we're
down,
confessing, I would have to say when I was a kid, I thought that was awesome too.
Yeah, of course. But now it's stupid.
It's so shocking to me going back and watching what I watched as a kid. Rarely does the movie even come close. The only movie recently that I've seen that I thought I wouldn't like was Kindergarten Cop. I still like that movie. It's great.
Another Arnold movie.
I really
But
like
I can't believe Batman is 25. Yeah. I can't believe Batman is 25. That's kind of crazy
Old.
to me.
You're old.
Yeah.
I'm old. Luke's old.
And well, to be honest with you, I can't. The Lion King is 20? Wow.
Yeah, there's one part. If there's anyone listening to this and they understand.
No, just right there. If there's anyone listening to this.
Anyone, please listen. No. There's a part in Batman that I saw when I was a kid. To this day, it just confounds me. It creeped me out. It's after Joker makes his big appearance and he takes out Carl Grissom and shoots him and laughs all over the place. He like sits next to the balcony and like looks at Batman in like the paper and he's like, wait till they get a load of me. And yeah, that's a famous line everyone knows. But after that, he does something really weird. He just like stares off into the distance and he's like, ooh, whoop, whoop. And he just laughs. What in the world is that? When I was a kid, it scared me because I just didn't understand. He did a lot of weird things in that movie. Do you guys remember this part?
No, not really. But the Joker is a weird character. He's kind of a nut. So,
well, just Jack Nicholson in that movie just said things that just didn't make any sense in any context.
Well, I I think one of you guys, told me that you had read something about how Jack Nicholson had told Heath Ledger to be careful in that role. So, I mean, I think the demons that haunted Heath Ledger had definitely haunted Jack Nicholson.
The
So
demon.
maybe that's
of
what
Jack
you were
Napier.
seeing.
Maybe the demon of the Joker.
Speaking through.
Wow.
That's scary. Watch out, Mark Hamill.
That's scary.
That's scary. All right.
On to something way less dark. The Lion King 20. That's also pretty cool. We got a chance to see it in 3D last year. Was it beginning of last year?
It was a couple years ago, I think.
Was it a couple years ago?
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was. Still one of my favorites.
Did you cry?
No, but I almost did because I remember seeing it as a kid, but I was so young that I really don't remember I don't remember much of my theater experience with
You were
that
7.
movie, so. Yeah.
Still
No,
old?
I was.
Old enough?
I guess I was 8.
Oh. Well, I was telling you about a dream that I had back when Power Rangers the movie was coming out. What's wrong with your memory?
Sometimes I'm forgetful. Too many knocks on the old noggin.
Or maybe I have an awesome memory, and maybe that's like my superpower.
Perhaps.
This has nothing to do with anything, but I want to bring it up. All right, Luke, you were there, so you're a witness. We were talking this weekend to our friend Doug, and Doug has a superpower. It may be the lamest superpower in the world, but he can say, if we name a movie, he'll give you the date, the year it came out. We were talking to him about that, and you're like, yeah, it's crazy. You're like really good at this. And he was like, yeah, I guess. And like, I was like, I'm going to name a movie. And I was like, something old that you don't know. And he was like, and I was like, Some Like It Hot. And he was like, what was that? And I was like, yeah, it was a Marilyn Monroe movie. And he was like,
He didn't even know who was in the movie.
He didn't even know who was in it. Anything about it. And he was like, 1959. And I was like, all right, ready for it to be wrong. So I looked it up on IMDb. 1959. He's like an X-Men.
Wow.
A terrible X-Men that they never use, but he's an X-Men.
Some people wouldn't call that a superpower, but just saying.
What would you call it?
I'd call it a brain. I'd call it a brain, a magical
A
brain.
brain. Wow. Belittle Doug's power, why don't you? We love you, Doug. Next topic of news.
Which it might be my favoriteest topic of the night, if that was even close to a word.
Joe, I was at your house one time, and I remember like looking through some of your stuff, and you explaining to me a character really close to your heart. You want to talk about it? Talk about this news?
Have no fear, the Man of Bronze is here.
All right, so for anyone regular,
everyone who's listening to this, no one knows exactly what that even means, but Doc Savage was probably my favorite character growing up. He is considered, like I think his rights are owned by Marvel.
really?
Yeah, he's had a couple Marvel comics, actually. I don't know exactly, it was, of course, back in the 30s and 40s, but he was... Growing up, I used to read his books all the time, and he's considered like kind of a Tarzan-like specimen with like the strength of like a Terminator, I guess.
How?
And
How's
the
he
brain.
strong?
What?
How's he strong?
Because from the cradle, this is how it's explained. From the cradle, he was trained to be like basically the superhuman.
From the
So he-
cradle?
Yep.
They have him
And
like
he's
lifting
like
weights?
he's like a 6'4", 260-pound, basically physical and mental marvel. And the news that has broken, probably back around the time that Iron Man 3 came out last year, Shane Black, the director of it, was said to be working on a movie, and that about made me like lose my mind. And then I think it was yesterday or today they released information that either Chris Hemsworth has contacted him or he's contacted Chris Hemsworth about possibly starring as Doc Savage, which at first I was like,
first, that
no,
sounds awesome.
No. And then I looked at it more and I was like, yes.
Yes.
Because he does. I mean, he's got like the body type for it, and
And he's Thor.
and he's pretty much awesome. Okay, we'll get there. And he also has a great hairline because that's what Doc Savage is kind of known for, an interesting hairline. And he also
No, Joe, we don't know that.
As everybody knows. Train from the cradle.
hey, you guys should be shocked, okay? But if anybody wants to talk more about Doc Savage, you can hit me up. But I'm pretty excited about it. Here's my only concern, which is not really a concern. I feel like I'll be waiting for a few years for this to come together because Shane Black's pretty busy. He's got 2 or 3 movies going. They just released the Predator news. He's going to be directing a Predator sequel, not a reboot, a sequel.
Good.
And
He's actually in a movie coming up
As
Oh,
an
really?
actor?
this year called Any Day.
Wow.
Can't wait.
Yeah, he's done a lot. I didn't know his name till now. Lethal Weapon, Last Action Hero,
He's been around for a while.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
That's where I met Downey. So I think we all know who you'd rather be playing Doc Savage.
Who?
The Rock. Your
No,
man.
I've never
Or
said that.
yourself.
No.
Or yourself. Yeah.
No.
I wish
Even though
I knew more
I
about him.
definitely do have the hair structure for Doc Savage.
You don't have a receding hairline, Joe.
It's not a receding hairline. He has a very short hair like this with a little bit of a widow's peak, very slight, and he
It
wears
looks
a
severe on those
bulletproof
book
skull
covers
cap.
of yours.
He wears a bulletproof skull cap.
Would you be willing to play him?
Yes.
Would you fight Chris Hemsworth to play him?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right.
I would lose, but
Well, yeah, but
fight nonetheless.
I think you'd lose. That does it for our film portion of MTG News. I feel like I really want a theme song for each portion of our podcast. I'm gonna work on it.
Little
Do it.
electronic dance music. It's time for the trailer talk.
Trailer talk. Yeah, girl.
Wow.
We're talking some trailers. So yeah, trailer talk. This is new. We want to do this. We're basically gonna talk about some new trailers coming out, give our first impressions. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna say what trailer we're gonna watch, and then we're gonna pause the podcast, and then that's your cues to you can play along. You see. When we say, all right, we're going to watch a trailer now, and you can pause
Listener
the podcast along with us. Participation. And you can pause it, and you can watch it, and then we'll come back, and we'll talk about it together, except we can't hear you, but you can still talk, even though you're alone, and we can't hear you. All right. So we have 3 trailers we're going to look at today. We're going to look at the trailer, I think it's the second trailer for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Have you guys seen it?
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to watch it.
No.
We're going to watch it, and we will be back in a second. All right, now go watch it. And we're back. What'd you guys think? Joe?
I'd
What?
probably give it a 5
Out of 5?
out of 10.
I'm turned around on it. I'm turned around. I came, I think a podcast or 2 ago. I had a bad attitude about this movie, and this trailer turned me around. I think it looks fun, and I'm going to see it opening night, and I'm excited now. Why not?
Well, have fun doing that.
I will. You're not coming?
Nope.
You're not going to dress up as a Splinter?
Nope.
Shredder? What'd you think of Shredder?
It looks cool. It looks graphically cool. It looks all that stuff, but the trailer shows too much, and
That's true.
and pretty much everything that comes out of Megan Fox's mouth is stupid.
You didn't like the whole,
They're
The whole
aliens.
reference.
No, they're turtles. No, they're ninjas. I could care less.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny, and what'd you think, Luke?
Well, I mean, it's not like, to me, it's not like The Dark Knight. It's like,
No.
it's like one of those things. Well, what I'm trying to say there is like, it's not one of those things that's like super serious for me. Like, I really want them to get like the next Avengers right, and for me, that's actually important. Like, I really care about that. I care about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Don't get me wrong, but to me, it's just like, yeah, I really want to have fun at that movie. I really want to like it, but it's not like, oh, they better get this right. But yeah, I thought the trailer was really good.
Exactly.
They
Same
definitely
with the
showed
trailers.
too much.
Yeah,
I mean, but
they
I
did.
think they show too much in every trailer that comes on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's just a curse of the movie industry.
Oh, but yeah, I agree. It doesn't have to be super serious. It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You should hear that title and know exactly what kind of tone it's gonna be. Except the, I think the original comics was actually super serious. But anyways, not anymore. Cowabunga. Next trailer.
Fury.
Fury. I don't know anything about this. I haven't seen a trailer. Haven't read a description. But you posted it. You said I should watch it. Brad Pitt.
And me and Joe have already seen it, but I'll watch it again with Jordan.
Woo! Let's go.
Watch it.
And we're back. What'd you guys think of the tanks?
I feel like it's been a while since there was a good war movie. But
Yeah.
that's just me.
We got our old buddies. We got Percy Jackson. We got Shane from Walking Dead. We got Sam Witwicky. And we got Benjamin Button.
Percy Jackson, that's what he's from.
Yeah, the kid's from Percy Jackson. It looks good.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
tanks.
I think it looks really good.
It looks kind of like, yeah, I'm pretty excited too.
I'm literally a sucker for any Brad Pitt movie, though. No
Yeah.
matter how terrible some of them may have been.
He's just so dreamy.
Yeah, but it's good.
Yeah, I like the whole idea of just like of it just being a tank squad. I don't even know what to think of it, but I think it looks cool. I like that we're kind of seeing it through the eyes of a scared, nervous kid being Percy Jackson.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Reminds me of Saving Private Ryan a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Is he doing his accent from Inglourious Bastards?
You
I
maybe.
thought you'd say that.
Italians. Was he
That's
doing that?
funny. Maybe a little bit.
I think it looks cool. Up next, we have the teaser, short teaser from Mockingjay Part
It's more
1.
like
You
a
guys seen it?
commercial.
It's
Yeah.
like, yeah. You seen it?
No.
I have.
All right, Luke hasn't seen it. We're going to watch it. Go watch it now. That Donald Sutherland, he's really creepy. What do you
That's
guys think?
pretty much that's like textbook tease. That's what I would call that.
Yeah, it's good.
For all the Hunger Games fanatics. I'm just not. I think it's a little early for teasing. It makes me angry. It's June.
Comes out later this year.
Yeah, in the end of November.
We live in a world where we're having a teaser trailer for a game that's coming out, not a movie, but a game that's coming out like late next year, the end of next year.
Don't get me started on that.
Luke's gonna rattle on about that later, but it's coming out soon, right?
Eh,
Anyways, it's
Maybe, maybe
fine.
not.
It's a little teaser.
I'm excited. I can't wait. I've loved the movie series so far.
Yeah, it's enough to intrigue. It's got Snow and PETA standing in a white room, looking creepy, talking a bunch of propaganda.
Spoiler alert.
yeah, you just
Wait,
ruined the teaser for everyone.
Well, that's what we said. Go watch the teaser. Don't skip and say, "Oh, I'll enjoy it later." No,
Who actually does that though?
I would do it.
People who care, Joe. People who care.
Yeah, Joseph.
Huh. That pretty much wraps up our kind
Trailer
of our
talk.
movies. Yeah.
Yeah,
movies and
movies.
trailers for
It's been a long time on movies. We love
I know.
movies. Movies.
Maybe we should hit some television before
Yeah,
we run out of
Do
time.
it.
Joe, talk about television. What's this Better Call Saul stuff? I haven't seen all of Breaking Bad.
Really? Well,
Not yet.
Saul is a character from Breaking Bad. This is not a spoiler, but Saul is a character from Breaking Bad. And Better Call Saul is a spin-off series, kind of a prequel from what I've read. And what they've done is they've filmed the first season, and they've renewed it for a second season and delayed the first season coming out.
That's quick.
Yeah, so they filmed, I think it's 10 or 11 episodes. It will air, they moved it from this fall to next spring. And they've already,
It's an AMC exclusive, I'm assuming.
Yes, it's AMC is exclusive, kind of like Turn and Catch or Halt and Catch Fire or something. Anyways, here's here's what AMC's I think they're having a hard time doing. Okay, they made two shows. Well, actually, one. Walking Dead became a phenomenon. It kind of surpassed every other show for being like it's just off the chart with its viewership. Breaking Bad towards the end got the same kind of stuff that Walking Dead's almost been getting since the second season. This has led AMC to try to recreate that. They tried to do it with Mad Men. They tried to do it with Turn. They tried to do it with Halt and Catch Fire. The Killing. Every show that they come out, they're trying to find the next Walking Dead so they can probably cancel Walking Dead.
What?
But they haven't been able to do it. That's just a little like whatever tidbit of knowledge in there.
What do you mean cancel Walking Dead?
Well, that's they want to like they probably want to conclude the series.
I'm not if they keep making money.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing about it is, it's either get out early or run into the ground. We all know that people who stick with something for too long, it sometimes bites them. I'm not saying that they should like cancel it now.
Die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
That's a very good
It's a
quote
good
there.
original quote.
I made
But
it up.
I mean, what do you guys think? I think AMC, they started the zombie phenomenon, and that's why Walking Dead is what it is. There's no way to reproduce what Walking Dead has been able to do, and I feel like AMC's trying to do that. That's why they moved Better Call Saul to the spring so that they can market it during the Walking Dead fall. So they're going to probably market the fool out of it and then probably try to promote it around with Walking Dead in the spring, kind of like a package deal. What do you think?
Well, for me, who is probably the biggest Walking Dead, Breaking Bad fan among us, I know Joe likes it a lot, but anyways, I can't believe they made a show about Saul. Personally, like for me, like trying not to spoil anything, but like I think he was like the weakest character on the entire show. Like I liked him. I think he had his place, but I mean, I certainly wouldn't watch another episode because Saul was in it. Like that wasn't at all a big draw for me personally, and I mean, I'm sure other people have different opinions, but I don't know. To me, Saul was just kind of a weak character. I don't know. So for me, like if I was AMC, I would not be making a show with him at the center place. He's just, to me, he's not a good enough actor. But that's just me. I mean, he is a good actor. It's just, it's not my preference. I don't understand it. Seems like a strange move to me. I think you could have done better spinoffs.
Yeah, and he was kind of like a humorous character. He wasn't like he was kind of a comic relief character.
Much less serious than any other character, I would say.
Right. And the thing about it is I'll probably give it a shot. I know that you probably will too. I know you're not saying with those comments, you're not saying you won't watch it. But I do definitely agree. I agree with you that it's an interesting move by them. I think though it goes back to like they feel like if they can just, it's kind of like Walking Dead. I'm wondering when they're going to have a spinoff of that. I mean, I think
the zombies.
What?
Spinoff for the zombies.
Well,
see what they're doing.
If you think about it, though, characters on that they wrote off, they could spin off on. You know,
like who?
People that just disappear. That there's no death that happens. Like for the first season, Michael from I forget the actor's name. Michael from Lost. Remember how he was kind of helping out Rick around the city, and then he just like goes to hang out with his kid.
Are you up to date, Joe?
Maybe I'm not.
All right, either way, that's not even Michael from Lost, so I don't even know what you're talking about. But I know who you're talking about, though.
Oh,
but no.
I thought it was Michael from Lost.
My take on it is, for me, spinoffs are a hard sell. I'm not a big fan of spinoffs. I know I went on and on last week about how I love sequels, and I'll probably see Captain America 88 when it comes out, but spinoffs are different for me. I'm not too into them. I mean, like, I love superheroes. And that's saying a lot when I'm not that interested to watch Gotham when it's like, surrounding the city that Batman operates in, but it's not the main character. And it's like I'm enjoying Breaking Bad right now, but like people watch that show for the main character and what he's going through, and not this Saul fella. Even though I don't know who he is yet, but
Jordan's saying this and he hasn't even watched.
that's right. I can guess, but I'm on second season. I'm getting there, but no, I'm not interested. I might watch it. I'm a man of two minds, like Two-Face, except not crazy. Yeah. Anyways, that's all I gotta say about that, Joe.
So would you agree that I think they're pushing it back so that they can try to maybe stir up some people?
I don't know. Definitely, I don't know.
Okay.
I can't see it becoming a hit. That's just my opinion.
Well, it's not, and it goes back to like kind of what my thoughts on it is. AMC's trying to create the next Walking Dead, and it's just honestly, I don't think that that's possible at the moment because you have Walking Dead already, and
they need to find someone who has a good story, like they did with Breaking Bad, like they did with Walking Dead. Like find a good original story. I mean, that's what they've done with the other shows. That's why they've been hits.
But Breaking Bad was not a hit until the last season.
But it was a huge hit, though.
The last season was ridiculous.
It was a hit. It may not have had the numbers, but I mean, it was a hit among people who enjoy TV. Like, they knew how good it was.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
so, everything isn't always about the numbers. I mean, I know it is to keep a show on TV, but like, people still judge you by the success you've had, and they come to your network to watch a show because they say, they made a really good quality film or TV show, and so maybe they'll watch a new one that you come up with because they produce quality.
Yeah, but it was probably about a quarter of what Walking Dead has been bringing in since the second season. And
I think what we're all trying to say here is Walking Dead is awesome, and everything is having a hard time matching it because Walking Dead's awesome. Yeah, and they shouldn't even try.
But so is Breaking Bad.
Yeah, Breaking Bad's good. Breaking Bad's good so far. Yeah, they had like their top 3 things, and they're like Mad Men's winding down, and Breaking Bad's over, and after that they just have Walking Dead as their huge hit. So I don't know. We'll see. AMC's good. Next thing, you have here written on the notes that
I put that in.
Oh, you put that in?
Yeah, that was just something I was scrolling through the Engadget app and found a story about Netflix and Chelsea Handler. Apparently, I guess Chelsea Handler's leaving the E network. I had heard that before I read this, but apparently Netflix wants to do a TV talk show. Honestly, I probably should have read more carefully on this article because I'm not sure if it's going to be live or not, but I thought it was interesting that there's Did you read it? Sorry, Joe. Did you read it?
Yeah.
Do you know if it was going to be pre-recorded or live? Do you know?
They have no idea. Basically, the article that I read on it. No, seriously, Netflix doesn't know what they're going to do, but they're trying to revolutionize, as you said in the little blurb here. They're trying to basically change the way that we view live TV, quote unquote, by streaming live TV. And they don't know how they're going to do it. It's still probably a couple years. I think I read somewhere it was like 2016 is when they're probably going to do it. I think the reason that Handler is doing it is because she's mad that Colbert stole her spot on the what did he take over? Which Tonight Show was it? Was it CBS's or I forget.
I can't keep track of them, but
CBS.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, well he's basically moving
taking over
to
for
that.
Letterman, isn't he?
Yes, that's true.
Yeah,
and she was mad that she kind of fell through the cracks, I think, and didn't get that.
Well, that's her fault.
Yeah, because of that, she's trying to hone in on this, which they basically what they said was, we don't know how we're going to do this, but this is our plan, and we're going to try to do this. They're going to try to stream live TV, and I think when you're doing talk shows, it's a little bit harder to stream that. I just don't see. I don't see it completely coming to fruition.
I'm sorry. How is that revolutionizing the talk show, though? I mean, how is that much different from just turning on your TV? Like, the only difference for me would be, I have to change the input to my Chromecast instead of changing it to my cable box. Like, it's not a
I
big
don't know.
difference. Like, oh, it takes some of my cap away from my internet, I guess. So,
So it sucks.
It's a bad thing, but I mean, I'm all about streaming and I love Netflix, but I just don't see how that's revolutionizing. It's a cool concept, and I like that there's more places for more of these talk shows. And I mean, I pick and choose. There's some that I like, but for me, probably like 80% of it, I just think is just not that entertaining. But I mean, I like these talk shows. I like live TV. I think the more live TV, the better. I think we have too many reality TV shows that are pre-recorded, scripted trash.
Totally. Joe, I like how you said that they don't know how they're going to do it. I'd love to be a part of that press release when they're like, we're going to revolutionize the way you do talk shows. And the guy in the audience is like, how? I'm like, I don't know.
We're working on it.
We don't know yet,
We're going to.
but we're confident for some reason.
Brace yourself.
All right, so on to gaming.
Sure.
Why not? Luke, I believe you have some rants for us today.
I don't know about a rant, but like I was going on, had a little bit of money. I was like, hey, I think I might buy a new game. So I went on IGN to look at like the release dates for Xbox One games. And the way IGN lists it, I feel like is kind of misleading, because it's like right next to the games that you can like pre-order to come out like in a week or 2 weeks or in a month. There's also listed games like The Division or Mortal Kombat X. And then you click on it, and then in the fine print down at the bottom, December 31st, 2015. I'm like, what? I mean, I think we had talked about this a little bit before, but like, really, like, don't give me so many teasers, like, especially with The Division. Like, we've seen so much gameplay now. Like, E3, they had an even more extended gameplay, which was similar to the other gameplay that they'd showed before, but like in a new way, showed a few more different things. And I think most people who enjoy third-person shooters are pretty excited about this game, and that definitely includes me. But like, really, like, I know most of the sites are saying like to be announced 2015. I guess they were a little too hasty in saying that they could bring it out this year. But I don't know, like, just don't tease me so much. It's kind of like Joe was saying about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like I get Mockingjay teaser. Like, I get teasing it when it's going to come out in like 5 months, but like when it's not going to come out for like 18 months, like
5 years.
Don't even talk about it until it's 6 months out or something. There was an International Business Times article I found, and a quote from, I guess, one of the heads of the studio said, and I think for us, we're optimistic when we said 2015. It's like if you were asking to become a professional athlete. Yeah, you could become an athlete, but when are you ready? And it's like,
What?
okay, yeah, like that makes sense, but like, don't tease us so early. Like, wait until your product is further down, more mature. Like, that's what he's saying, but at the same time, he's showing us all this gameplay. Like, the game's ready to come out next week. I don't know, it's just frustrating because I really want that game to come out, and I really want Mortal Kombat to come out, but like, they're talking about the end of next year. It's just frustrating.
I like how he says, how he uses the example of a professional athlete. It's probably a bad choice of words to say professional, because isn't the professional thing to actually have a plan and stick to it? That's funny. That also really sucks, but you think we can really all agree that 2015 is probably going to be like the best year of all time, and we all jump off the Empire State Building when it's over because everything's as good as it can get. We got Avengers, we got Star Wars, and we got all these games. Everything's happening in 2015, and so except Batman vs Superman. And of course the Batman reboot that's coming out 5 years from now in 2019. Are you kidding me?
And the delay of
the
Star Wars will be out in like 4 years. So
yeah,
we're talking about that.
Thanks a lot, Harrison Ford.
Breaking your leg.
The Millennium Falcon door.
Maybe that's a good sign. Maybe that's a good luck sign. Break a leg.
Oh, good grief. That's good. Anyways, a little tidbit of news is technically at this moment Capcom, the video game company, the ones who are responsible for Street Fighter, Mega Man, and a few other big series, they're for sale Apparently, technically, they are for sale. They're at the position where they can be bought. Which
I'm pretty sure that I thought I read somewhere that Xbox was buying them.
Xbox, that's what people are thinking because I think they see a lot of exclusives on Xbox for Capcom, but they're talking about it. But yeah, that's interesting. I mean, Capcom needs to be bought. I think they need someone pushing them because they are really slow to make some games, and like a lot of like Mega Man. His I think his 20th anniversary, it came and went. They didn't even care. They didn't do anything for it. Like one of their huge franchises, they didn't even do a thing for him. And so it's, I don't know. Like, you know what? I'm gonna drop a bomb here. This is never gonna happen. I think I do this every podcast.
No.
I say I'm like, here's a rumor that's never gonna happen. Here's something that I think is gonna happen, but it's not. Disney should buy Capcom.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, Disney
Why?
should buy
Why?
Capcom. Here's what I think. If Disney's good at one thing, it's taking advantage of whatever property they're given. Now they have Marvel. We're going to see more Marvel movies than ever. Star Wars, more Star Wars movies than ever. Capcom, if they had them, you know what? I'm being selfish. You know why I'm saying this? I'm just saying this because I want another Marvel vs. Capcom game. That's probably why I'm saying this. But no, I really do.
Well,
I
also,
do
you don't
think-
want it to go to Xbox because you have a PlayStation, and then you'll be screwed.
That's right. Another reason we'll have to drop more money on another console. But no, I do think that they will push out all their properties and utilize them when they're not even utilizing themselves. They'll say, here's $10 zillion to make Dead Rising 8 or the new Mega Man Legends game. I don't know.
Far Cry 17.
Far Cry is not Capcom.
It's
Good
Ubisoft.
try, Joe. Good try.
Just talking about sequels and prequels.
Okay.
You know what,
Anything else on
Jordan
video
Luke?
games? What?
I think we need to play a game. First of all, I do think we need to next week on our podcast. We should start with games because we always leave games for the end and never talk about them.
Oh yeah, games. Hey, we were playing some stuff, Joe. We were playing some stuff. What were you playing? Homework.
Nothing.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you have
Well,
a game for us.
I have 7 more days, and then I'll be a little bit freed up from the grind. But
Have there
until that
been
time-
any decision making in your head as to which console you might buy? How are you feeling
No.
this week? No.
feeling pretty good, but
Wii
no
U?
decision.
Wii U.
Wii U
Just buy a
too.
Wii. Just buy a Wii. Another one.
I actually was gonna go with the Sega Dreamcast.
Oh, nice. TurboGrafx 16.
I got a sweet
jeez.
Virtual Boy here for you.
Oh gosh, do you still have your Virtual Boy, Luke?
I do.
Let's play it together. Get some headaches from the red lines.
One thing I think we should mention we had on the thing was Destiny. When me and Jordan were over playing that Hardline beta, we were trying to get into the Destiny Alpha, and it appears to be closed. They said there was like experimental stuff going on, so you may be able to get in, I guess, but we weren't able to. But I did read, I think it's July 17th, the beta's coming out, so
Yeah.
just for everybody out there who wants to know, I know there's a lot of people excited about Destiny, including, I think, all of us. I don't know about Joe, but
All
I
of
can't
us.
wait.
Me and you, Luke.
Can't wait to play it.
I played the alpha, and I don't have too much to say because it kind of throws you into the middle of it, and I didn't really get a bearing. I mean, what do you want me to say? Did it remind me of Borderlands? Did it remind me of Borderlands? Yes. Did it remind me a lot of Halo? Yes. Well, didn't it look like there was not much story? Yes. Am I thinking about maybe not doing the pre-order on it? Yes.
Jordan.
Am I going to buy it anyways? Yes.
Jordan.
No, you should be wise with your money.
It doesn't sound like you have enough information to make a decision.
I don't. It looks beautiful. Looks beautiful. I like the way it plays. So yeah, I'll probably buy it.
Wait and see.
Wait and see.
Plenty of games look beautiful and end up being a royal waste of $60.
Oh, Joe. It's going to be awesome.
It's probably going to be really good. You'll see, Joe. Or you won't. I don't know. But
Maybe I need to have an intro for this. Let's play a game.
Ding,
Ding, ding, ding, ding, ding, ding.
Joe wants to play a game.
Okay, so this week's question is, what is the number one grossing domestically G-rated film? Jordan, what's your answer?
Oh my gosh. All right, look. This to preface this entire idea of Joe asking us trivia on things. Joe likes trivia. Joe likes to ask us trivia. A lot of time, there was one time where we were all sitting down for dinner at some deli, and like Joe was like, he just chimed in, "All right, guys, time to play a game." And the people who didn't know you just like looked up in confusion as you started to rattle off all these trivia questions about movies. So, what's the number one domestic G-rated movie? Let me think. Is it
Well, Luke can answer after you.
Luke?
So.
You know Luke?
No, I don't.
Thank you, sexy Luke. Okay, can I ask you a few questions, Joe?
Yeah, you can ask me one question, and Luke can ask me one question.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna ask. Is it animated?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it Disney?
Yes.
Is it Toy Story 3?
Okay. What about you, Luke?
You're not going to answer that?
No.
Dang it. What?
But if he gets it right, there's no point in me guessing.
I could be wrong.
We should have a tally too of who gets the most right.
So hard. I hate these. I'm not good at these. I always guess bad ones.
Luke, use the force.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Beauty and the Beast.
Okay. No.
None of us
I
were right.
I didn't think so.
And Jordan, no. The
Despicable Me
number
2.
One,
Despicable Me 2.
no, that's not Disney, you
it.
knucklehead.
Oh my
Shrek
gosh.
3.
Okay,
This.
the reason that I chose this question...
It's Frozen. It's Frozen.
No, it's PG. Frozen is PG.
Ooh,
So confusing.
dirty film.
The reason I chose this question was because we talked about it. It had a special anniversary this week.
Lion King.
Nice.
$422 million in the domestic box office.
It's a lot of money. That went full circle. Circle of life.
Second was Toy Story 3, by the way. So
Oh.
pretty close.
And third was Beauty and the Beast.
And thus concludes Let's Play a Game with Joseph.
Let's play a game. Yes.
We should actually put a sound effect in it. We sound like idiots.
Yeah, we sound like morons.
You know what? Whenever one of you gets it wrong, I should go wah wah wah. I should
my
have that
gosh.
sound effect.
Please, let's edit something in.
Yes, do it.
Okay, so that concludes our podcast. You guys feel good about that podcast and how it went?
It was a little crazy.
Yeah, good.
We had a lot of different thoughts that rambled throughout that segment.
Please ask us more questions. We want to hear from you, audience.
Yes, ask us questions. You can ask us on our Facebook, on our Twitter. And yeah, thanks again, Brian, for asking that question. It sparked a conversation that I've wanted to have for a long time. Anyways, Joe, me and Luke are going to go see, I don't know about you, but me and Luke are going to go see Transformers Age of Extinction
Tomorrow night.
tomorrow night. I want to do a spoiler cast.
3D.
I don't know if I can handle 3 hours of Michael baying, but
Yes,
Michael
you can. You can do
Bain.
it. Do it for the
It's
podcast.
a new verb. Michael
Yeah.
Bain.
you're Michael
Michael
baying in
Bain
slow
last
motion, circle shots, panorama.
Watch it with us and get bayed with, I don't know.
I'll be going to Nashville this weekend, so I doubt I will be able to watch it at any point in time. But I
Ever?
might try to. Well, it might be next weekend before I get to it.
Are you going to make me and Luke do the spoiler cast by ourselves?
Mm-hmm. There's
We're
no way
doing-
I can probably do that, but we'll see.
I think we're going to do a special episode for those of you listening. So keep your eye out.
Yeah, thank you, sexy Luke. We're going to watch Transformers Age of Extinction. So if any of you guys want to get bayed with us, watch the movie and join us for the spoiler cast where we can talk about all the bayness going on in this movie. Yeah.
Michael baying,
Nice, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
no problem.
All right, well, it was nice talking with you guys. Thank you for listening to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good
Have a
night.
great evening.
Thank you for listening to the MTG Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at MTGPod and on Facebook.com/MTG Podcast. If you have any questions or comments, hit us up and we'll read it on the show. Stay tuned, everybody.